Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the part 2 video of CLO3D presentation. In this video, I will show you how to display garments on the hanger, fold garments and place on shelves, and display accessories. Before we start, in the last tutorial, I created this showroom space. However, since then I have made some changes to it. First thing I did was to lower the clothing rack. When I placed the avatar next to the rack, I realized that I have made it too high. The second modification I did was to make the space wider. This way when I turn the camera angle, the side walls won't block the view. If you are only creating the space as background for rendering, you can just build 2 walls to make it easier to get to the camera angle you want. One more thing to mention. If you have texture and graphic in your space, when you export as OBJ, choose Save with Texture zip files. This way, when you bring out the OBJ in the future, you don't lose the graphic or texture. To display garments, I am going to start with the clothing rack wall. First, I will need to create clothes hanger. In CLO3D library, you will see the hanger folder. It comes with a few hanger options. You can add it to the 3D window. Click the hanger part to change color and material type in Property Editor. You can even upload a texture to the hanger. Once you are done, if you like to save it, simply go up to the file, save and choose avatar. By the way, CLO3D pre-made hangers are in avatar file type. I still prefer to save as OBJ, but you do have the option to save as avatar, FBX or OBJ file. If you don't like the hangers from CLO's library, there are a couple ways to create your own design. First, you can bring out CLO3D hanger to the 3D window. Go to 2D window, you will see the hanger silhouette. I will trace hook but create a new hanger shape. Use polygon tool to trace the hanger hook. Once the shape is completed, go to Property Editor and lower the particle distance to 1 so you will get a smooth surface. Then add thickness rendering and adjust curve side geometry according to your preference. Select a color and change the material type to metal. Next, use the polygon tool following the width of CLO3D hanger silhouette to create your own hanger shape. Repeat the same process to lower particle distance, add thickness rendering and adjust curve side geometry. Change color and select material type. Use gizmo to attach hook to the hanger in 3D window. You can add as much details as you want. Once it's done, and it's time to export, go to top window toolbar. Under File, select Export. OBJ. In the Export OBJ window, select All Patterns. Single Object. Since there's no graphic or texture on this hanger, I will just save it as regular OBJ. And there, I have made my own hanger design. The second way, I am going to make the hanger from an image I found online. First, create a rectangle shape around the same size as the CLO3D hanger silhouette. Then use graphic tool to bring in the image onto the rectangle pattern. Adjust the size of the image with transform graphic tool. Use internal polygon tool to trace the hanger shape from the photo. After finishing tracing the hanger, make sure all the points are connected. Use Transform Pattern tool, select the internal shape. Right-click and choose Clone as pattern. Then repeat the same process to finish the hanger. For my showroom space, I am going to use this heart-shape hanger design. First, I will create the rectangle and upload the picture. Make a duplicate of the rectangle, so one will be used to trace hook and the other is for hanger shape. To make sure I get a symmetrical hanger shape, I will trace half of the hanger first. Cut out the piece. Next, I used internal polygon tool to trace the bottom inner shape of the hanger. Use Edit Pattern tool, select center line, right-click and choose Unfold. Now I have the full hanger pattern. Select intersection points, right-click and choose Join Overlapping Points. This way I can close internal shape without any split lines. Then use Transform Pattern tool to select the internal shape. Right-click and convert to whole. Next, use internal polygon to trace half of the heart shape. This time, I will convert half of the heart shape to whole first. Then, select the internal center line. Right-click and unfold. And I got the completed cutout heart shape. Repeat the same process to finish the hanger. Use the same method to generate hook. Once both pieces are done, use Gizmo to connect both pieces together in 3D window and export as OBJ. I am making two versions of the heart shape hanger. One is for hanging dresses and jackets, and the other one is for pants and skirt. I changed the bottom part of the hanger to a metal bar. To create clip pants hanger, I will use the CLO3D hanger silhouette as my size guide. Use polygon tool to make the clip shape. Add thickness rendering and change curve side geometry. Then use gizmo to rotate and place the clip to the front of the hanger bar. Create a duplicate and place it on the back of the hanger bar. Make sure to leave a space between two clips, so you can insert your garment later. Repeat the same process to finish the hanger and export as OBJ. Now I have the hangers ready, it's time to bring in garments. Hanging clothing is actually pretty simple. First, add the hanger to the 3D window. Use gizmo to position the hanger on the rack. Once you are good with the hanger placement, go to File and add your design either in Project or Garment file. It's easier if you bring the design to the 3D window as Garment file, so you don't have to delete avatar. Select Garment and strengthen all the pieces. Use gizmo to place garment on the hanger. Lower particle distance to around 10 to 15. This way when you simulate, the hanger won't go through the garment. Now I am happy with the garment position. Click Simulate to let the garment drape until it stops moving. Stop Simulate. Unstrengthen the garment and simulate one more time. Stop simulation when the garment draped to the position you prefer. Freeze it and you are done. Pretty easy, right? Let me give you another example. Add a new hanger. This time I am bringing a blouse. This blouse was saved in a T-pose. In this case, if you position the hanger to the rack then move garment close to the hanger, you can see one side of the sleeve went through the showroom wall. This will cause collision when you simulate the garment. So, what you can do is, before you place the hanger on the rack, simulate the garment on the hanger first. Then move both to the rack. If there are too many wrinkles after you simulate the garment on the hanger, you can always strengthen the pieces. Simulate again until you like how it looks on the hanger. The next garment, I will bring in a skirt. For this skirt, I will use the hanger with clips. Add hanger to the 3D window, then bring in the skirt. Select the whole skirt pattern in 2D window. Use gizmo to rotate and make it parallel to the ground. Move the skirt close to the floor. Click Simulate to let the skirt lay flat on the floor. Try to keep waistband as flat as possible. Go back to 2D window. Use sewing tool to seal the top edge of the waistband. Lower particle distance on the waistband pattern. And simulate again. Once the waistband looks flat on the floor, select the whole skirt. Use gizmo to rotate it back to original position. Freeze the waistband only. Click Simulate to let the skirt bodice drape naturally. If your skirt is in a pretty stretch fabric, it's probably better to strengthen partial or the entire skirt during simulation. Now I am good with the look of the skirt. Use gizmo to place the hanger on the rack. Then move the skirt and place waistband in between the hanger clips. You have the option to use pin box to keep the skirt in position, or just freeze it. By the way, there are a couple things I want to mention also. When you add the hanger to the 3D window, you can still click on the square next to the hanger to adjust the size. When you start adding garments to 3D window, the first 2 or 3 pieces, you probably won't have any problem simulate the garment on the hanger. However, depending on how complicated of your design on the garment, the more items you have in the 3D window, the more time it takes to simulate. It will slow down your computer quite a bit. I would suggest you simulate your garment on the hanger first. Save it as garment file. Then bring the file back to your showroom space. This way, you don't need to simulate again. The next example. I am going to show you how to hang a pair of pants on a regular hanger. I will prepare the pants first, then bring it back to the showroom space. Here is a pair of pants I added to the 3D window. Select all the pattern pieces. Use gizmo to rotate and make it parallel to the ground. Right-click and move it to ground center. Rotate the pants using ground grid as the guide to keep the pants straight. Strengthen all the pieces to make the pants surface smooth. Click Simulate to let it lay flat on the floor. Unstrengthen the pants and simulate again to make it complete flat to the ground. Go to 3D toolbar and select Fold 3D Garment function. A new toolbar window will appear. The first function is Rotate X-axis. The second function is Flip horizontally. They are pretty self-explanatory. The third one is Optimize Resolution Garment. This will allow you to lower particle distance here instead of doing it in Property Editor. The next two function. Set physical property for spreading and set physical property for folding. They are both similar to strengthening. They will make fabric stiffer and easier to fold. You can play with it and see which one works better, or you don't have to use it if your garments is in heavy stiff material. The last two functions are Fold and Fold Selected. I will show you how it works in the following demonstration. Select Fold. Click one point to start and double-click to end the function. This will create a dark black fold line in 3D window. When you create the fold line, you can use the ground grid straight line as your guide. Right after you double-click and generated a fold line, a gizmo will appear. It looks exactly the same like Fold Arrangement tool. Move the arrow to fold half of the pant toward the other side. Click Simulate. And there, I have folded the pants in half. You can fold it one more time if you want to place the pants on the shelf. I will save this folded pants as garment file and bring it back to my showroom space. As you can see, I already placed the hanger on the rack. Now I just need to move the folded pants to the hanger. Center it and click Simulate to let it drape. And there, I have hung the pants on the hanger. Now you have an idea of how to use the Fold 3D Garment tool. Let me show you how I fold this polo shirt and sweater. I added this polo shirt to the 3D window. Rotate and place it on the ground. Strengthen the garment first and click Simulate. Unstrengthen and simulate again. It looks pretty flat already. Click Fold 3D Garment tool. It looks pretty smooth. So I don't need to use set physical property for spreading or set physical property for folding. Flip the polo shirt so the back is facing up. Select Fold. Click one point to start and double-click to end to create a straight fold line. Use arrow to fold the polo shirt close to the back bodice and click Simulate. Adjust it if you need to. Repeat the same process to fold the other side. Then, create a horizontal fold line. And fold the polo shirt in half. Flip it to the front and simulate one last time. It looks pretty good. I will save it as garment file. The next example is a long sleeve sweater. It's pretty much the same like the way I folded the polo shirt. Rotate it, put it on the ground. Strengthen the bodice and simulate. Unstrengthen and simulate again. Click Fold 3D Garment. Flip to the back side. Create first fold line to fold the sleeve. Now, I don't want the sleeve to show outside of the sweater bodice. So I have to fold it again. This time, I am going to use Fold Select tool. Because I only want to fold the sleeve and not the entire sweater. Click on Fold Select. Then select the pattern pieces you need to fold. In this case, I will click on Sleeve and Cuff. Then hit Enter or Return. And now I can create a fold line. And use the gizmo to fold only the sleeve and cuff. Click Simulate and adjust the sleeve position. Then repeat the same to finish the other side. The last step is to create horizontal fold line. And fold the sweater in half. Flip to the front and simulate again. Now I can save it as garment file as well. Back to the showroom space. I added the folded polo shirt and sweater to the 3D window one at the time. Use gizmo to place it close to the shelf. Click Simulate to let it drop. For the rest of the shelves, I am going to bring in some hang bags and accessories to fill up the space. They can be OBJ or project file. I also found these free boots, hand and head form on Connect clo-set websites. If the shoes are in ZACS file, they can only be displayed on an avatar. Here is what you can do. I have downloaded this free mannequin from clo-set. Add the shoes to the avatar. Then move avatar to shelf where you want to display the shoes. Click the avatar and go to Property Editor. Lower the opacity to 0 on every part of the avatar. So you will only see the shoes on the shelf. Here is the final render of my showroom. I hope after watch part 1 and part 2 videos, you will be able to start creating many fun unique spaces and background for your design. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.